Hey y'all, it's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show of your 24-hour day. I'm your host, Brendan Abbott. One of my two co-hosts, Kylie Lewis. Rashad Pennell's not with us at the current moment. And we're talking about everything that's happened over the weekend, especially with it being All-Star weekend. And we're coming to you on WOD Live, the best in college radio. But yeah, man, we're talking about everything that happened over the weekend, with from the Rising Skills Challenge to the Slam Dunk contest and the three-point contest to the All-Star game. And with it especially being Kobe's final game, last time donning the West uniform, repping the Western Conference and wearing number 24. So we're going to get into some of that. And then we're going to also get into, for all those who watched last week, all those who were here with us last week, who saw when we had our guest Tamara on live, we were talking about, I said that if, we were going to talk about the top 10 or top 100 rankings of all time, and we were asking where was LeBron going to end up on the list, and nobody, we just couldn't find him on that list. So we were just wondering, where's LeBron going to end up on the all-time list? So it comes out today it came out last week right after we did the show, actually it came out that LeBron ended up being third. So we'll get into that, y'all. We'll get into that, but start off with the All-Star weekend. It was a great weekend. Especially the All-Star games to start off with. Russell Westbrook was the All-Star game MVP. Kobe
31 points, 8 assists.
Yeah, Kobe was the he was a headliner of the whole game. With it being Kobe's last game, it was like a bittersweet moment. What do you say, Khalid? Like, what did you think of it?
I definitely think that we're gonna miss Kobe. This being his last All Star game for 18 years. 18 All Star appearances, and the man, this is gonna be his last one. It definitely hurts fans in the special place in their heart to see Kobe this be his last game. But I definitely think they celebrated the man to a good extent, and they definitely showed him so much love.
Yeah, man. I mean, Kobe finished with 10 points. He grabbed multiple rebounds and had plenty of assists. He went 4 of 11 from the field. And it was great to see those like bittersweet moments when you would see Kobe go one on one with like LeBron James, and LeBron like slapping the ground trying to guard Kobe and everything. And it was honestly like just bittersweet. It was.
And Kobe had fun too.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Kobe had a great time. He said he went on to talk about how it was like priceless for him watching those guys come and appreciate him, as all the people showing up and appreciating him and everything he's done for the game of basketball. So it was great to watch and great to see Kobe in that element and to see all his hard work pay off. And you see guys like post game, you see Stephen Curry getting Kobe's shoes signed and everything like that, or getting his jersey signed by Kobe actually. And just throughout the season, you see other guys getting their shoes and everything. LeBron got his shoe signed by Kobe. Paul George got his shoe signed by Kobe. So you see all those different things, and you're just like, oh, that's just paying respect to greatness. And so it was fun. So what did you think about the 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 lack of defense more so, Colin? What did you
Oh
think
my
about
God.
that? Yeah, man.
I understand it's the All Star game, but
They broke a record in points. The West scored 196 points, which is a record for All-Star game points.
since I didn't get to catch the game, I was looking at the highlights and I was like, man, they make it look so easy. And I thought to myself, I was like, wait a second, ain't nobody playing defense. No wonder it's so easy. Everybody is taking the shots they know they can make.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I understand it's the All Star game. You want to see your favorite players just make like 40 points and stuff, and what you call it, just be the the hypest game with like the most points and stuff. But come on, just a little bit of defense. Draymond Green played defense on who is it? Not Russell Westbrook. I think it was Paul George.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. They worked it in that way. Greg Popovich put Draymond Green into the game just to guard
Paul George.
Paul George, because Paul George was 1 point shy of,
Oh yeah,
breaking the
breaking the
record for
record.
points in the All-Star game. So that's exactly reason. At one point, they had Kevin Durant and Draymond Green face guarding Paul George. Like, I was just looking at it, I was like, man, this is childish. Great. I was like, Paul George, you need to get the ball at right when they inbound it and just run up and launch a three.
But
or
he didn't
something.
even know he was about to break the record. He said he would have went for the dunk too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That was so funny, man. He man was launching threes. I looked at his
Made
9 of 19, like 9 of 19 threes. Like I was like, come on, man, 19 3 points. This All-Star game had records broken. The most 3-point attempts, most 3-pointers made, most. It was just so high scoring points at half, high scoring points in total at the end of a game, a highest scoring game of two teams combined. It was so many points scored between the two teams, and then Russell Westbrook is like the first All-Star game MVP since Bob Pettit did it in the 1950s.
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah, back to back. Sorry, but yeah, it was like it was incredible to watch. You know, it didn't get to a point to y'all that it felt like everybody was just walking up just jacking threes. Like if anybody ever had a license to just shoot the three ball, that game was the day to do so. And the funny thing is, the guy that you thought would have been letting him go the most, Stephen Curry, wasn't even the guy that had the most 3-point attempts. You know what I mean? But Rashad, what did you think about the game, and how did you think it played out?
Well, I thought the defense was actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
196 points.
Look at this one. Look at the bright side. Hey, look at the bright side. Look at the bright side. They held them to under 200. That's the bright side.
Held them to, you know, scoreboard was 199.
Yeah, scoreboard was 199. They was like, oh, what happens now? But look at the bright side.
Oh no,
that ain't no bright side. That ain't no bright side.
They lost.
So yeah, it was a game. It has a game was lack of defense, of course. A lot of 3-point shot. A lot of 3-points were actually made. A lot of people were hitting. Like
you know what
I'm saying? Like,
I just can't get over it.
That's actually not bad though.
9 of 19.
That's not that bad though. That's jacking them, but that's not that bad.
Nobody was guarding him.
Why are you taking 19 3-point attempts and you Paul George?
Hey, because Paul George can shoot. If you pick Paul George on 2K, he has a 3 icon under him.
Nobody was guarding him. That's what gets me. Nobody was guarding him.
I mean, nobody was guarding most people. I mean, that's how you gonna shoot. I mean, if nobody's guarding you, you're just gonna pull it. I mean, that's what we do.
19. Sheesh, man.
So,
sheesh.
I mean, the game was still fun to watch. You still saw the
Lakers don't even average 19 or 9-footers. The game sucked.
You got to see a lot of actual like slam dunk contest dunks in this All-Star game. You seen a couple from LeBron. You seen some from DeMar DeRozan. You seen some from Westbrook. So it's like you actually get to see good. It's a show. It's a show. And you get to see your show.
Entertaining.
So watching this game, no matter what the score is, I actually enjoy the high scoring games. I'm like, yo, who gonna hit 200 first?
Oh my god,
something like that. Who gonna hit 150 first? Because that's what it used to be, like 150. And you're like, yeah, that's
right. Who's gonna hit 200 first?
So, but I mean, like you said, Paul George, 1 3-point away, 1 basket away from breaking records. So I feel like, from what I listen, I feel like he did know, but I feel like the way he went by it, he was trying to hit the 3-pointer to break both at the same time. Because might as well, if you want to break one record, might as well break both. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to hit one more 3 to break that, and then score 1 more basket to make that. Doing both, hit 1 shot to do it, and that's where the face guard came, because he was just chilling at the 3-point line. He wasn't trying to like move to get the ball open. I mean, because let it have been me. Let's put myself in Paul George's shoes. If I had to break that record, oh man, I'm taking the ball out of bounds. I'm throwing off dude's back. I'm taking it myself. Drawing the foul. I'm getting a record. I'm getting a record.
Oh my! Did anybody notice LeBron didn't even play like hardly any minutes in the fourth quarter? Wise coaching from Tyronn Lue. Wise coaching from Tyronn Lue. I was looking at it. I was like, man, LeBron is not present in this fourth quarter. And I was like, man, Kawhi Leonard ain't in the fourth quarter either. And I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, Greg Popovich and Tyronn Lue, y'all some smooth operators. Nobody picked it. Nobody peeped it. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge was in.
Yeah. Steph and Clay played a lot too.
Yeah, Steph and Clay were in there for a good amount of time, but
run y'all down.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I did not see LeBron at all. I'm sitting here. I'm like, man, where is LeBron James at? I was just looking. I was like, I would have thought that down the stretch we would have seen more Kobe and LeBron one-on-one situations. You know, just so the fans can get what they want to see. Like, that's what the story's been throughout the career is Kobe, LeBron kind of thing. And then you see it, and I was like, man, where's LeBron? And
then LeBron got into his jumpsuit and went to the back. He was chilling.
He was. LeBron was ready.
Mm-hmm.
You said what?
Smooth watching from the TV.
He was. I mean, LeBron was just cool in the back, just like he's like, I have no worries. I ain't got no worries.
Pretty much.
My body's not gonna be put on the line. So what? How did y'all feel about Kobe's performance in this game, with it being his last game? How did you each feel about how he played? Rashad, let's start with you. How do you feel he played?
I mean, he played.
It was
He
like
he
10
played.
points,
it was
seven,
like
seven, seven, seven
he
assists,
played
6
what
rebounds.
26 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like his regular season stats. It's not like it increased or decreased. I mean, we see him with the same Kobe we see for the first 40 some games of the season. So I mean, we can't expect him to be like the leading scorer of all time in All Star history like he's been doing. Can't expect that out of this Kobe now. But I mean, it's still great to watch Kobe play. It's still great to see him do his things that he do. Like you saw he had fun. He was mic'd up. You saw he had fun talking with Paul Gasol. Like, hey, let me post Paul Gasol up real quick. You know what I'm saying? They give him the ball, let him do it. You know what I'm saying? It's still fun watching Kobe play. But I mean, it's not. We're not. I'm not. I wasn't expecting to see 30 points game like he normally do, something like that.
All right, Colin, what did you think about Kobe's performance?
I think it was kind of slight. It was kind of slight because uh, I know it's the All Star game, and I know the man ain't been 100% Kobe all season, but there was no defense being played. I feel like he should have scored at least a little bit more in 26 minutes, a little bit more than 10 points. But I mean, that's just me though. I
Maybe
mean,
miss your
Kobe
shots.
might
You
not
miss your
have been there.
shots.
Yeah, but Kobe might not have been able to do it. But I do think he should have. It should have been more than 10.
You miss your shots. You miss your shots.
Understandable, understandable. I think Kobe did. I mean, Kobe was just there to enjoy the moment. I don't think he wanted to win All Star Game MVP, which a lot of people wanted him to do because they were like, let's send. We wanted Kobe to go off with the fairy tale storybook ending kind of thing, and he was just like, man, I just want to be. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be in front of the fans, just be playing, be in Toronto, and just to see this kind of reception I've received. So Kobe wasn't all about he was relishing in the memories that he was gonna have, like the competitiveness. And it was one time like LeBron James interview bombed him, and he's like, that's the stuff I'm gonna miss. This competitiveness of these guys. And I saw him tweet something out before like the game. It was an article he wrote about on the Players Tribune talking about his competitive like fervor and talking about how even in the All Star games when he was younger, because everybody always talked about how Kobe hated the All Star games and stuff when he was younger because he hated all this stuff going on and whatnot, and that he just wanted to play basketball, and that he never saw it as a weekend to have time off. He always saw it as a time to it's time to we're the best of the best. Like I'm gonna come after you as if it's a regular season game because that's what the fans want to see. They don't want to see us. I don't understand why I'm gonna be out here taking it easy on y'all when the fans want to see us, cut neck, cut throat, coming at each other all game long. And that's what I've given them all season. I'm not going to be anything different than what I've given y'all all season. So that's how he's seen it. He was like, maybe it's, and he ended out the art like the article saying like maybe it's me that's wrong that for feeling this way in this generation of iPods, iPads, and all this stuff. Like maybe it's me that's wrong, but maybe just maybe. And I was like, man, that's a great thing because now everybody talks about all the basketball players now. They are all technically friends. It feels like, and everybody's like, where did the competitive days of Magic and Larry Bird and Jordan and the Pistons, Jordan and Magic, and all these guys go? And I mean, a lot of it is due to AAU basketball. Like a lot of these guys growing up played against each other on more than one occasion. Like D'Angelo Russell's played against Karl Anthony Towns and Jahlil Okafor numerous times, and then you end up being in college basketball playing against these guys, and then go on to NBA, you're playing against these guys. You guys are your friends. And same thing about you can say about LeBron James, about Carmelo Anthony, about Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, all those guys. They've all grown up, especially with the AAU basketball system, how it is today. All these guys grow up as friends, whereas maybe back in Kobe's day, you looked at these guys as not. I mean, you guys could be friends off the court, but once you stepped on the court, I mean, it's purely adversarial, just like Michael Jordan. And people said Michael Jordan's day, Michael Jordan would say things to you on the court that even though the guys were his friends off the court, they would look at him and be like, bro, Jordan, like Mike.
Yeah, he used to say some disrespectful.
Yeah, they're like, MJ, like what? That was personal. And he was like, and then he would like the game would end and Michael would just be like, what's up, man? Like it was nothing.
I mean, I don't feel like the game is not competitive anymore. Like you can't. I don't feel like because I mean, yeah, they're more friendly, but I'm not like they're not. Oh, you fell. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, man. Just brush it off. I'll brush it off for you. Let me wipe your shoes too. It's not like that. They're still competitive against each other. They still want to win. You can
Are
watch
they
several
as
teams.
competitive as back in the day?
Nope.
I mean, there's just not as
That's
much.
that's the point.
It's easier to get in trouble now than it was back in the day.
It's not.
If you
Kobe,
say something, it's a lot quicker to get a tech than what you would
it's
back
not.
then.
If you're you can trash talk and stuff like that, and be at each other. That's why Kobe's done it throughout his whole career. Kobe's been in this day and age with all these rules and stuff, and nobody's ever questioned Kobe about that. So that and everybody's questioning about it.
So you're telling
Everybody's
me the game
questioning.
of basketball hasn't changed since then?
So what?
So you're telling me the game of basketball hasn't
No,
changed?
I'm saying the players have changed. The players.
They're still. I mean, it's not like they're going out with their
The
friends.
player, these players don't compete the way Michael Jordan and Magic and Larry Bird all compete against each other. While the game is not as physical as it was back in the day, these guys are not as they don't have that. Because you can tell at the end of the day, Kobe when he's on the court with LeBron in his younger days. People said that people always try to make this rivalry of Kobe and LeBron. Kobe always said I like LeBron, but just on the court, I just couldn't be his friend. That's all it was. And you saw that all the time when they played. You never really saw any kind of friendly thing between Kobe and LeBron. Everybody always thought it was a rivalry kind of thing, and they show respect to each other after the game. But you see some of the games even when Kobe and LeBron played, and LeBron was in Miami, when LeBron was in arguably his prime. You see Kobe and LeBron walking down the court talking demonstratively towards one another because that's just how Kobe is. And he does the same thing with Dwayne Wade. He did the same thing with Chris Paul. Even yesterday at the All-Star game, Kobe was trash talking Chris Paul on his own teammate on the bench, talking about you won't get no more steals than me in an All-Star game. It's not going to happen. So Chris Paul was reaching so much yesterday in the All-Star game to try and get more steals than Kobe. So it's not that I don't feel like today's games players aren't competitive. It's just that they all have a level of friendliness with one another that Kobe and AI might not have had. You even saw when Kobe and AI played each other. They were trying to go at one another's throats all the time. They almost got to blows at one point when they were playing on the court. And AI says he respects Kobe so much for that because he's one of the best competitors he ever played. Same thing Tracy McGrady said. Tracy McGrady's played against Jordan, and he played against older Jordan to that fact. But he said he's played against Jordan. He said Kobe's the greatest player I ever played against because the way he competes. You don't see that out of anybody else in today's game. You don't see that. So it's not like I'm saying these players aren't competitive because LeBron's a competitor. Kevin Durant's a competitor. Stephen Curry's a competitor. But are we going to say any of these guys? I mean, there's a very select few that are competitive like Kobe Bryant. I mean, we could probably even say Kobe and Michael, like a select two that are as competitive as they are. But are they?
Westbrook is a competitive zone.
No, Russell Westbrook is very competitive. But the only thing is Russell Westbrook, his competitiveness. I don't know how to describe Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is very unique because he's competitive.
Because he takes awful shots when he gets too competitive.
No, but the thing is, the way Kobe and Jordan compete, they still stay within their mind when they're competing. You know what I'm saying? Like they took heroic shots and stuff like that. But Russell Westbrook may do something that you're just like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Yeah, you know what I mean? He'll do something like, or he'll have a terrible turnover that you're like. He's not in control. That's the thing. That's the thing. Russell Westbrook sometimes you're like he's not in control because he wants to win.
Got to do with each other.
Because even if you can be so competitive to the point that you're hurting your team because you're not under control. Jordan and Kobe were under control while they're being competitive. They took shots that
I've seen both of them take some reckless shots too.
They do take
like you watch film like Jordan and Kobe.
But the difference is they were the best players on their team. Russell Westbrook's not the best player on his team. He's not the best scorer on his team. So when he takes a reckless shot, people are going to be like, wait a minute. So you want to tell me you took it to the lane on 3 people and Kevin Durant was open over there and you didn't get the ball to Kevin Durant?
People did the same thing with Kobe and Shaq.
Because Shaq was better than Kobe.
And it was like, so you tried,
Yeah, and that's the point.
So what is this? What's different with this team than Westbrook?
No, because then Kobe got his own team and he led his team to a championship.
So that's the difference. Take Westbrook to go somewhere else until he's finally say he's a competitor like Jordan and Kobe.
No, it's not going to take him going somewhere else. He's a competitor. I'm just saying those two are different in a different way. Because I mean, one, them two have championships for one. 2, they were the best scoring options on their teams. Because I mean, there was even times because let's not get it twisted. Shaq was the best player on the Lakers, but it was 1A, 1B. Shaq didn't win until Kobe got there, and Shaq didn't win previously in Orlando until Kobe got he went to Los Angeles to play with Kobe. So
if that's 1A, 1B, why isn't Durant and Westbrook 1A, 1B for that team?
Because Durant is that much better than Russell Westbrook. That's the difference.
They're not showing this season. They're playing basically relatively the same. Westbrook shooting a lot more efficient.
They're not playing relatively the same. Kevin Durant's taking less shots than Russell Westbrook. He's shooting more efficiently.
He's shooting more efficiently.
And Russell Westbrook has the ball in his hands more of the time than Kevin Durant because he brings the ball up the floor. So he gets to decide what happens. So he's going to average more assists and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like now Russell Westbrook is a better defender. The only problem is sometimes Russell Westbrook gets out of control on defense also, and he gets reckless on defense. He puts himself out of position on the defensive side of the ball because he's trying to go for a steal or something. But I mean, it helps that you have Serge Ibaka behind you protecting the rim in some cases. But I think Russell, I mean, even because Kobe's even said if he had to say somebody that's similar to him, it's been Russell Westbrook. But for
You
me,
can see it.
yeah, you know what I mean? But because Russell Westbrook, you can tell he wants to win that bad. But I feel as though the competitiveness that Kobe and Jordan showed, it's one of those things that, like, I remember Kobe tells a story about his teammates. The first time he played Michael Jordan, his teammate told him, "Hey man, when you're guarding him, don't look him in the eye." And Jordan's like, I mean, Kobe was like, "What? Don't look him in the eyes? What? Why wouldn't I look him in the eye?" He's like, "You don't understand. He's like, "You don't understand that I'm that too." You know what I mean? He's like, you know, you can't look me in the eyes too, bud. It was that kind of thing. So Russell Westbrook does seem to have that kind of killer instinct to him. It's just to me that sometimes he lets that get the better of him. And he does things to the detriment of his team. Not saying Kobe and Michael haven't done it to an extent, but Russell hasn't always been the best option in cases where he was like, "All right, I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to go do that." And it resulted in a late game turnover, a late game bad shot that, you know, that hurts the team. When Kobe and Michael Jordan did it, Phil Jackson was like, "Here's the ball, go do what y'all got to do." Russell did it. Russell does it. Maybe people are like, "Well, you know, you did have Kevin, because Kevin is, I mean, 6'10", 6'9", got the range of Steph Curry, and you know nobody can technically guard Kevin Durant except for a guy named LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard." So that's what people are like when Russell Westbrook does it. He's a 6'3" guard. That everybody's like, "Well, you don't shoot as well, Kevin Durant. You're more explosive than him, but you just don't shoot as well as him." And most of the times when it comes to the late game situation, you want the guy that can shoot the best shooting the ball, which is why a lot of times late game situations this season, Kyrie's been the one to finish games off for the Cavaliers instead of LeBron James, because Kyrie's a better shooter technically than LeBron James. What were you going to say, Rashad?
So what about like with Billy Donovan? What if he's saying, "Hey, Westbrook, I want you to take the shot"? See, because you kind of about how, like, you know, Phil Jackson say, "All right, LeBron and Jordan, you know, Kobe and Jordan, Kobe and Jordan, you like get the ball, you know, do your thing." So what if Donovan's saying the same thing as well? We just don't know it, you know.
See, but that's the thing. But the reason, we don't know. The fact of the matter is, there have been times when Kevin Durant's calling for the ball and Russell Westbrook does his thing. You know what I'm saying? So Kevin Durant's called for the ball and Russell Westbrook goes and does his thing. And the only difference between Billy Donovan and the Billy Donovan situation with Russell Westbrook is the fact that when Kobe and Jordan are called to get the ball, Kobe would close the games for the Lakers even when Shaq was on the team, because Shaq's not a good free throw shooter. So if Shaq got the ball, everybody's just like, hack a Shaq. You know what I mean? And we're going to let him shoot free throws. Kobe finished games off for the Lakers when they went on their championship run. So that's the difference right there, because Kevin Durant's a better free throw shooter than Russell Westbrook. He's a better scorer than Russell Westbrook. And that's the fact that we can ask that question. You know what I'm saying? Like with those guys, we didn't ask the question. You know what I mean? Like with Kobe and Jordan, it was undeniable that it was like the ball's going to them. Let them do their thing. With the Thunder, we can be like, well, was that play drawn up for Kevin Durant, or like did Russell Westbrook just go on and doing it himself? And we've seen times where Russell Westbrook just kind of looks at the defense and just bull trues into like a wall. And he's so explosive. Sometimes it works out for him, but then a lot of times it hasn't worked out for him. Whereas you might have a Kevin Durant who can finish, he's a tree himself. So he can finish around the rim better than Russell Westbrook can. Russell Westbrook might be more explosive getting there, but Kevin Durant has the handle to get there, and he has the jumper to get there too, because he can shoot over anybody. So that's the only thing that, you know, the difference for me between the Russell Westbrook and the Kobe and Michael Jordan situation. But we got to go on to the next topic. So we're going to be going into the slam dunk contest, and you know, it was one of the best slam dunk contests I have watched in like years, man, because everybody knows the slam dunk contest has been a practical bore recently. Like apart from this year, man, the slam dunk contest, like Zach LaVine was the headliner last year, but it's not fun when you just have one guy dominating the whole contest. Like it's not fun at all. Like even when Zach LaVine went up against Victor Oladipo last year, like Victor Oladipo couldn't finish his dunks and everything, so we like knew Zach LaVine was gonna win. But this year, with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, they were so exciting to watch. So what did y'all think about the dunk contest? And who do y'all think Zach LaVine deserved to win? Rashad, let me hear from you. What do you think?
So overall, with the dunk contest, when it came down to the dunk off between Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, that's where it got real.
You might have to pause you real quick. I forgot to say something at the beginning of the show. So everybody, if you want to call in to join in on our debate, the number is 757-683-4405. And if you want to tweet us your comments or you can comment on the live stream of our show. You can tweet us. You know, if you want us to talk about a certain topic or talk about things, you can tweet us at KBR_sports, and we'll read your tweets live during the show. And don't forget to subscribe to our KBR Sports YouTube channel as well. But yeah, go on, Rashad. I had to put that out there. I forgot to say at the beginning of the show.
It's all good, man. So that's where the dunk contest got real, when the dunk off happened.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the dunks, as he kept going through, you could tell neither one of them had that many planned going into it, because they was like, all right, I'm gonna win this quick.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, nah, we got to go to sudden death out here.
Yeah.
So watching the dunk, the best dunk went to Aaron Gordon.
Bro, my
No
God.
doubt.
You talking? I never seen
No doubt. Best dunk with that. But I do agree with Zach LaVine winning, because it kind of reflects on the Jordan Dominique Wilkins slam dunk contest, when they had their dunk off against each other. And what hurt Aaron Gordon's chances of winning was his last dunk, which actually, if you guys can go back and watch it and pay attention how close that is not an easy dunk.
I think that dunk deserved a 50. They robbed him.
He tomahawked, then he reversed tomahawk, and then did it.
Oh yeah.
That's
that
two
dunk was
dunks and
nice.
one dunk.
Yeah, man.
Most people, when they do a slam dunk, they do one of those. They do a regular tomahawk, or they do a reverse tomahawk. He did both. Like, if you see how far he cocked it backwards and cocked it
And then
below,
he brought it back down.
He
and then
scratched his
reverse
back.
Bro.
He scratched
basically,
his back
and then
with it,
reverses
yeah.
his dunk. Like, I don't think people understand how like everybody's like, oh, that dunk was whack. No, that dunk is probably one of the most difficult dunks that was done in that dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have so much airtime to be doing that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You do, because it's and he's a big man, and he's a power forward. That makes it even more crazy. He's a power forward doing this stuff. But I mean, just like that, we saw Dominique Wilkins come from the baseline with the windmill dunk. Everybody was like, "Oh man, it's over." And then that's when you know Zach LaVine and Jordan. It was like, it's time to bring out the free throw.
Oh yeah,
Time to bring out the free throw line.
Man, Zach
Oh, yeah, that man flew.
Sheesh, man.
that man flew.
And I went see what this side. See, Aaron Gordon had the best with the sit down when he sat down in the chair. That was the best dunk. But you can't discredit that between the legs from the free throw line dunk. That won it. That was it. There's nothing. I don't think
that one dunk.
I don't think that dunk. Those two dunks. I don't think those are gonna be top no time soon, unless it's by those two players in future dunk contests. But I agree that Zach LaVine should have won, because nobody's jumping from the free throw line, putting it between the legs like that, other than him.
All right, Khaled, what do you think?
I definitely enjoyed the dunk contest. I saw like some amazing dunks. Like Aaron Gordon, the man jumped over the entire mascot and put the ball under his legs and dunked it. You talked about the reverse tomahawk dunk too. That dunk was nice, and Zach LaVine's free throw dunk. But I do think that Aaron Gordon should have got that one, because he had a lot more dynamic dunks. I know Zach LaVine had the free throw dunk. But I mean, that's nice and all, because Jordan did the dunk from the free throw too, and it's a dope dunk. But I feel like Aaron Gordon, they need to recognize like how much bunnies he got.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because that man be in the air. Like, that man can fly. He can hover. I swear.
Yeah, man.
Like, he was just in the air for forever, like doing all these moves and stuff. And you just gotta just think about it in your head. Like, how much ups does this man have that he can actually just do these amazing dunks that's just looking kind of unbelievable to do?
Yeah.
Hey, before you say something, can I say something, Brendan, real quick?
Mm-hmm.
See, I get what you're saying with like the bunnies, Khaled. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has incredible bunnies. Like, you gotta have like crazy bunnies do what he did. But you know how much concentration you gotta do to catch a oop when you're jumping from the free throw line?
That's true.
You know how much concentration that is. One, your concentration is already to get to the rim, but to catch that jump with one hand from the that's crazy.
I enjoyed
Both his free throw line dunks was crazy.
So that dunk contest was great. I mean, that was better than Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. That was better than, I don't even know, because arguably, if you go back and watch Mike, because here's the thing that people do. Because it's Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins, we're gonna automatically say it's better than these
I didn't
two.
say it was better. I just compared it to it.
But think about it. That's what a lot of people are gonna do, right? Because we're gonna that's the one we're gonna compare it to. But that's the reason we're comparing it to it, because it's Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. But when you look at the dunks that were did in this dunk contest, Zach LaVine did Michael Jordan's free throw line dunk and put it in between his legs. That's just wild. I mean, he took a step in front of the free throw line. But that's
Jordan did too. If you watch his foot, I watched his foot clear. I was like, Zach LaVine's foot. Jordan's foot.
But I thought Jordan had like his toe was across the line,
Nah,
and then
it's like half of his foot was across the line already.
Okay.
The thing was Zach LaVine's like his whole heel was like in front
see
of
that, that's the thing. Yeah, because Zach's whole like, but I mean he was like it's just a foot in front of the free throw line. It's still incredible, but like Rashad was saying, the concentration it takes to do these dunks, like the fact when Zach LaVine did the from behind the backboard dunk, I was like, yo, and the fact these guys were getting it on their first attempts was what made it greater. And I saw Stephen A. on Mike and Mike this morning, and he made a great point that the dunk contest was made better because of what this criteria Shaq set. When Shaq gave
Aaron Gordon a 9.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon a 9 on one of his dunks, Shaq's like, you have to make it on the first attempt in order to get a 10. And that's when everybody was like, you know what? That's actually, because everybody was like, man, Shaq, that was a 10, that was a 10, that was a 50. But he has a great point because you deserve more, credits to your dunk if you can get it on the first attempt, because everybody gets tired. I never forget when Nate Robinson beat Andre Iguodala a few years ago, or multiple years ago. It was a little while ago. He beat Andre Iguodala in the dunk contest, and he attempted to dunk like 13 damn times, and he won it. He won the dunk contest. Crazy. You know what I mean? So when you see somebody do a dunk over and over and over again, I mean, you just the dunk, yeah.
You just like, they should like.
And then when you finally
score,
yeah, you know what I mean. Like you start getting hyped just for them to actually get it in, but you're just like, man. I mean, we've seen what it lost shock factor now. Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine delivered heavily because of shock factor. Like the dunks they did, the fact they got on the first time, we're like, oh God. when this man palmed the ball, when the dude was spinning on the board. They got, you know how much timing, how different he has to time it for one. He grabbed it backhanded, and then that dunk was crazy. That dunk was crazy.
But see, there you go. That, and then you go with Zach LaVine's same jump off the self oop.
Yeah, man.
And you know how much timing and stuff for that one.
Yeah,
too? Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy, and I couldn't get over the fact this man Aaron Gordon used the bathroom in the air. Like he used the bathroom on the mascot. Like he sat over the mascot.
That's crazy.
Do you know how high you got to be to sit over a mascot?
And the mascot was on the hoverboard. He was on the board, and that adds inches onto his height. And he sat over him, like legit propped his booty, had his legs up in the air, looked like he was ready to go for a kick on the swings, and he dunked it. I just couldn't. And the fact that he grabbed it off the man and put it under his leg, that takes that focus to grab it and put it under your legs without messing up at all. That was crazy. For me, go ahead, Rashad. What are you gonna say?
For everybody who's listening, if y'all have not seen this dunk contest yet, please go watch it.
Yeah,
please go watch it.
You need to. I actually just tweeted to my Twitter, KBA24 tweeted an actual Bleacher Report where they show a video comparing this dunk contest to the Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins one.
You got that too?
Yeah.
I saw it as well.
Yeah, so y'all can go watch that if you want to go see comparisons of it. Just go to Bleacher Report and they'll have it up there. Or you can go to my Twitter directly and you'll see it on there. But I felt as though I think Zach LaVine deserved to win, but I don't think the way he won blew me, because that Aaron Gordon dunk deserved a 50. And then they gave it a 47. I was like,
it was a 47?
Yeah, they gave him a 47
the last.
No, it was his last dunk. That was the Tom. That was the Tom.
Oh, you talking about that one?
Yeah, that was the last one.
That was a 47.
That was the final round of the
dunk off, basically.
That was the last round of the dunk off. And so I saw that and I was like, yo, no, that was not no 47. I was like, you know how tough that is? This man like touched the back, like this little bumpy part of your spine. He touched that part with the ball, brought it back down to like his heels and dunked the basketball still. Like that's like that's 3 motions. And he still was able to dunk the ball.
Was still in the air.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I was just like, how did that not get a 50? And then Zach LaVine wins off the free throw line. I feel like the judges are like, you know what? We have to give we just have to give up. We have to, whatever dunk just has less shock, whatever. At some point, we just see whoever jumps off the bench first. If they don't jump off the bench, we're just gonna get that dunk below a 50. Because they're just like these guys can't keep coming up with freestyle dunks. I was waiting for somebody to put their elbow on the rim. Honestly, I was waiting for it. I was like, man, even though I know everybody knows that's Vince Carter's signature dunk from a dunk contest.
It hasn't been done really.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Nobody's ever done it since then, really. So it's like, man, I would love to see somebody just go. I mean, I think Nate Robinson did it one time, but when Nate Robinson did, I think he propped himself up over somebody and did it. But I'd love to see somebody go and put their elbow in the rim in the dunk contest. I mean, it gets so high you can just put your elbow in there, like you're sinking yourself in there and you're hanging there. So that was fun. I would have loved to see it go more like another round or something, because I feel like that was so weak for him to lose off of that tomahawk dunk. But
But I mean, he did jump for the free throw line, put it between his legs, though.
he did, but it's just the fact that dunk was the tomahawk one was a 50. I feel like that really was a 50. Like the fact that they gave him 47 because they were talking about dunk difficulty. That was a 50. Mm-hmm. That was tough, man. Like the guys don't even do that just like practicing in the gym by themselves. Like, and this is all off the top of their heads. Like it got to a point I saw Zach LaVine asking Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins, like, what should I do next? I don't know what to do because everybody comes there with a certain amount of dunks. You probably come with one more extra dunk in case you go to a dunk off, but you go to two extra rounds. How many was it? 2 or 3 extra rounds?
I think it was
3. I think it might have been 3 extra rounds. Yeah, I think it was 3 extra rounds maybe. So you go to 3 extra rounds of dunking, and I guess it's like after a while you're just like, man, I got nothing. Like eventually you're gonna bring out like 4 people in the line and be like, I'm gonna jump over all of y'all. Like just because you just need something. So that dunk contest was great, man. That dunk contest was I remember there was a debate going on about if we should move the 3-point contest to the last event of the weekend.
I'm about to say that.
Yeah, if we should move the 3-point contest to being the last event of the weekend because the dunk contest had been so weak for the past couple of years. But if it's like this, dunk contest, no, exactly. You keep it where it's at because this dunk contest was great. So if you keep it where it's at, you have to have people like this competing every year. You have to have the same high level of intensity with the dunk contest. Because when it's just Zach LaVine out there dunking by himself, you're just like.
So I got a question for this.
What?
So since we've seen these two dudes are monsters when it comes to dunking, do we see LeBron entering now? Because he was like
LeBron not going to enter.
You just remember he's talking about. He says there's really no he doesn't want to be dunking out there by himself, kind of in a way.
He not going to enter it because even when Blake Griffin was in it, LeBron had a chance because that was another star that was in it, and he still didn't even enter it and everybody knew Blake Griffin was a monster dunker. And I think the year Blake Griffin was in it, I think who else was in it? JaVale McGee. And I think that was when JaVale McGee dunked 3 basketballs. I was astonished.
Was it 3 or 2?
I think he dunked 3 because his wingspan, he cuffed like 2 of them or something like that. I don't remember. It might have been 2 or 3. I think it might have been 2. I thought Serge Ibaka dunked 2. And I thought JaVale went to 3.
No, JaVale McGee dunked 2 in the same basket. I think Serge did Serge wanted to do 2 different goals? They brought the goal next to it.
I don't remember. I thought that was that was JaVale because JaVale's wingspan was so long that he was able to. I thought that was JaVale, and I thought on the last one he tried to do 3 basketballs. I remember he'd been working with Chris Webber and he was doing it, but I don't remember who Blake. I don't remember who Blake Griffin beat out to win that dunk contest. I don't think Nate Robinson competed that year, but I feel like if there was a year that LeBron wanted to compete because of big names being in it, that would have been the year. You know what I mean? Or at least because LeBron had ample chances throughout his whole career. Especially, I feel like the best time to do dunk contests is when you're young.
Yeah.
Which is why we see Zach LaVine doing it, and this is only his 2nd year. We see Aaron Gordon doing it. We see all these young guys doing it. And LeBron, I feel like this man's 31 years old essentially. So it's like I feel like his time's passed for the dunk contest. I mean, it would have been great to see LeBron doing it, but he says he's a great in-game dunker. Child, please.
Great in-game dunker.
Yeah, man, I seen LeBron during warm-up.
Great in-game. You should be amazing out-game.
I seen LeBron do spinning almost near 360 between the legs dunks and warm-ups. I was like, in-game dunker, bro. In-game. Yeah, that's your warm-up, man. Imagine you're practicing the dunk for weeks for the dunk contest. You want to tell me that's in-game? Child, please, man. Quote Ocho Cinco.
Like, I wonder how those practices are. Like, when you're just like in the gym, just by yourself, just catching these random one-handed oops, jumping from the free line, putting between the legs, like.
Yeah, probably like, I'm nice.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. But actually, go on to segue into the 3-point contest we were just talking about. The 3-point contest was great in itself too, man. Devin, I give credit to my man Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns having a terrible season. They suck. They're playing bad. They were damn near in the playoffs last year. They've had a lot of losses. They fired their coach Jeff Hornacek. It's not a good season. But the bright spot has been Devin Booker. Rookie player, 19 years old, youngest player in the NBA. He's been knocking out. And the funny thing, he was the underdog in this whole 3-point contest. The man only hit 56 threes coming into the game. Into the 3-point contest. So he was the underdog. Steph, of course, number 1. Clay was number 2. James Harden was number 3. I think JJ Redick was like number 5. And you look at that, and you're like, man, of course, everybody's picking either Steph, Clay, or whoever they're gonna choose to pick. The 3-point contest was really entertaining, man. I mean, especially when you had to have a shoot-off between 3 guys. And it was James Harden, JJ Redick, and Devin Booker. Yeah, it was entertaining. I mean, what did you guys think of it? Khaled, what did you think? How did you like the 3-point contest?
say I ain't get to watch 3-point contest either, but I did get to see some highlights.
Khalid did not do his due diligence.
Bro, I had a lot to do.
He had a lot going on.
I had a
Yeah,
lot.
I
Man,
feel you, bro.
wish I didn't. But yeah, I definitely think it was entertaining. To see just going back to back with threes like that. Just to get into a three-way tie, like a three-way competition with JJ Redick. Who was it? James Harden. Yeah. And just for it to get to that point, it's almost like the dunk contest when Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine were going back to back. You know, it's definitely entertaining. It's amazing to see on All-Star Weekend that not just one person is going to get recognition for like the best 3-point shooter, and somebody, you know, an underdog or somebody that we weren't expecting can actually compete with them to that kind of degree.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Rashad, what did you think?
Watching it, you know, everybody had their fan favorite. Everybody was like, Steph, you're going to take it away.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody really paid attention to that. If Steph didn't hit that last money ball, Steph wouldn't even made it to the finals.
Yeah, man.
Steph had 21 in the first round.
That's still great shooting too.
Well, it's different now though, because think about in the old NBA, it wasn't like you had a whole rack of money balls. You always had the 4 regular balls and the 1 money ball in each rack though. So scores is easier to get what you get to. Now if you go back to like Larry Bird scores, those are great.
Yeah,
those are great because it was a money ball rack.
Think about how great Larry Bird was as a shooter, and we're looking and that's he's talked about as one of the greatest shooters of all time. And then those are the kind of scores Larry Bird got. So
with no money ball rack.
Yeah, and Steph gets 21. And he was like, man, that was bad shooting.
It was bad shooting, but I mean it's different now because it's easier to get 21 than it is to get 21 back then.
I know, but even having the money ball rack, I mean, we can't just compare it to back all the way back in the days of those guys. I mean, you got to compare it to guys that have been playing for the past 10 years, 20 years also. I mean, you've had great sort of Peja Stojakovic.
Yeah, but I'm saying the money ball rack didn't come to recently.
No, the money ball rack's been around for a good while.
I don't think the whole rack of money ball.
Yeah, it's been around for a good while.
I don't think it's been how long, man.
I think for a good 4 to 5 years, I say.
Okay.
Maybe even more than that, actually, because I remember last time Kyle Korver was in it, there was a money ball rack and Kyle Korver competed in. Kyle Korver ain't been in a 3-point contest for a good few years now. Yeah, continue.
21's easier than it was to get when Larry Bird's time. But Steph Curry almost didn't even make it. So, and then watching it, you see Chris Middleton.
I mean, he was late added.
For that shooting. I don't even know why he even added.
Chill.
Come on, man.
Chill.
So watching it actually like it's magic just watching like just balls just falling and like just drop.
And it's for it to be a 3-point contest.
Yeah.
It's magic. But and it actually had all my attention. I was like, yeah, this because I was thinking, I was like, yeah, this needs to be the last. And then all of a sudden that contest came. But Klay Thompson was feeling it. Klay Thompson was feeling it both rounds. You can't do nothing about that. You can't stop a man who's basically averaging 25.
My man was splashing.
So it went to one of the Splash Brothers. So it didn't mean technically still Golden State. So I mean, we still know who the best shooting duo is in the league, who the 2 best shooters is. And it's crazy because like you watch these people and they're like wide open and a lot of them still missing shots they shouldn't miss. Like you see James Harden just go like break everything from top of the key basically. And I'm like,
I mean, but also some people have points on the field where they are better shooters.
You're right, but I mean, obviously, you feel like you have confidence in your 3-point ability if you're in a 3-point contest. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's like seeing like when you see somebody in contest miss a whole rack, it's like it kind of just like
why are you here?
Yeah, it's like why I feel like why are you here? You missed a whole rack, and you're not. And there's no defense, you know, something like that. But it was interesting. It was still overall interesting. It was still fun seeing Steph Curry, Devin Booker, and Klay Thompson in the final round because that was actually very interesting watching that. Just seeing who's going to set the tempo, who's like there's going to be pressure on Steph going last, anything like that. It's fun to watch.
Excuse me. Oh man, my throat. Sorry guys, but it was fun because I mean just the fact that we had 3 dudes knotted up at 20 that's crazy in itself. I mean, 3 people at 20, and then you have to have a 3-way shootout, and then these are like this is NBA, and then this is the best of the best shooting the ball. And Rashad, you were actually correct. The money ball was instituted in 2014. So I guess that was the last time Kyle Korver was in the 3-point contest. That was 2 years ago. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah,
Oh, you're talking about the
Tie
tie,
of 20.
three-way tie.
yeah, the three-way tie between them guys, and then one of them's a rookie that, and who would have guessed that the rookie would have been the guy to come out and win the. I think everybody thought. I heard even multiple people saying they had JJ Redick being a sleeper winner in the contest. You know what I mean? Because JJ Redick is just knocked down from three. And then inevitably Devin Booker comes out and he's the one that ends up competing with Steph and Clay on the big stage. And I think he did pretty all right in that last round. I mean, I think the jitters got the best of him just a little bit, but he did pretty good. And then of course it comes down to the Splash Brothers, and then Steph gets 23 in the second round. And then I remember it got to a point where everybody was worried for Clay. And then on that last rack of all money balls, this man just went ham, and then he finished with 27. Like, that's just crazy. Like, how do you? I remember the one that he broke. When he went over Steph on the 25. Steph was just like, and then we shot the last one. And this thing that got me. This one, you're a great shooter. This man shot it, held the arm up, and walked off. And Steph walked onto the court before the ball went in. That's when you know that your man can shoot. But when both of y'all walk off the court,
everybody's like this.
Yeah, everybody's just holding it up. Like, we played an intramural game yesterday. I held my hand up so many times. My hands got tired for no reason. Because I kept holding my hand up for threes, and we couldn't hit no threes. Yeah, I was holding my hand up so many times. I was like, we got this.
I hit one.
Money.
I hit one.
We won three. I'm like, we had like so many open threes. We couldn't hit anything. Couldn't hit I airballed a three on my first shot. I was like, man, this is awful. Like, because I didn't shoot around at first. So when I don't get my shoot around, the touch ain't there. So
bad late, bro. Came in like
Goku
in the final battle.
I'm telling you, man, I gotta come in on my Nimbus.
Goku be late.
I gotta come in on my Nimbus cloud, bro.
You can't come in late.
Everybody like this. Oh, we're losing,
bro.
We're just like, I'm here.
Yeah, man, I gotta come in on the Nimbus cloud. I gotta hand out the sensu beans, get everybody good. That's all I gotta do, man.
Sensu beans didn't help yesterday, bro.
It didn't help yesterday because it was 4-on-5. But I mean, what can you do? But I think we played a great game though. But now if we would have got a shoot around now, it would have been a different story. I promise you, it would have been a different story. Man, that's why I'm coming at 7. Let me get my shots up.
Practice.
It's a different story, man.
Up.
Y'all want to see some? I'm pulling up from 40. Pulling up from 40. That's the damn sign. The sign, man. The sign. But anyway, go. Yeah. Anyway, when you can shoot the ball that well and your teammate has that much because that's when you know that you're definitely like you root for your teammates. You love each other that much. Because Steph, once Clay beat him, Steph was just like he was rooting for Clay even while Clay was shooting. Because Clay's dad was in the house, and Clay was talking about if his dad said if he lost to Steph, he wouldn't be able to come home. And I was just like, dang, bro, like he's a grown man though. I'm pretty sure he got his own house. You telling me he can't go to his own house? He can't go to yours neither? That's a tragedy. But I would love, you on the perimeter with somebody, you pass the ball to them and they're open from 3. You just go like this every time, and you walk away. You turn around and walk away. Some Gilbert Arenas stuff. Like I remember Gilbert Arenas used to shoot buzzer beaters from 3, turn around and walk off the court, and everybody's like, no, and it goes in, and they're just like, wow, Agent Zero's in full effect. Like,
Gilbert Arenas was a
like
star.
my man turned around.
Yeah, man.
Gilbert Arenas was a star.
Gilbert Arenas was a dog back in the day, man. Gilbert Arenas used to do some things back in Washington, man. Gilbert Arenas, Antoine Jameson, all them boys back in the day. Karan Butler. They were nice, man. LeBron had his share of first round battles with them. I remember his rookie season when Gilbert Arenas tore them up, man. And LeBron had one of his first game-winning shots actually in that series. It was a game-winning layup, but whatever, however you see it. But it was still a game-winning shot. So
to be a sad day in the league is when the Splash Brothers, if they ever split up. That'll be a sad day.
Yeah, man. It would be sad if it's for monetary reasons.
It would be
that they can't keep both Steph or Clay, because that's pretty much what's been. I would love to see both of them stay and go to
for the rest of the whole career.
For the whole career, it'd be great to see them both stay and Golden State. And the way they both play, their careers can last for you never know how long, man. And I heard about this new training regimen Steph Curry's been doing, that he puts less weight on his ankle. So that's what we've seen, less ankle injuries from Stephen Curry, because now he's doing a lot of exercises where he's worked out his core more, and he shoots more he does a lot of more movement involving his hips and his core than he did with his ankles back in his younger days. So now his ankles are becoming less prone to getting injured. So I was like, man, I saw somebody on True Hoops. It was True Hoops, and they reported it, and they were talking about how maybe Stephen Curry's bad ankles have been an actual, blessing in disguise, because now he's found a way to keep himself better healthy. And I guess sitting out at 15 fourth quarters helps too, but that's beside the point. But yeah.
Hey, for our next show, I think we should have some callers call in saying who declines first from the 3-point line, Steph or Clay. I would like to hear what wild callers have to say about that next week. Well, next show.
That would be interesting.
Who
That is
declines first?
interesting.
When you say decline, do you
Like
mean
whose percentage starts to drop? Like takes a big dip first.
Well,
I'll probably say Steph.
See, I say Steph because it's difficulty
he
of shots
puts
he
up more
takes.
Yeah,
shots,
the
yeah.
level of difficulty Steph shoots, and he takes more threes than
shots,
Clay.
yeah.
And Steph normally sets up Clay's threes, so it's like I think Clay has a easier array of 3-point attempts than Steph actually has. So I'd vote Steph to go down first. But going on to our last topic, y'all. If my equipment was working fully the way it's supposed to be working today, I would have played a sound clip for y'all. For everybody who watched last week, you would know what I'm talking about. Tweet it on KBR Sports Twitter page. I tweeted out the topics. Go on there, KBR_sports. Last week we talked about the all-time list of the greatest players to ever do this thing, to lace them up. And we were talking about because at that point it was numbers 6 through 10 and beyond released. They hadn't released the top 5. And I had specifically said, I am missing a name off this list. And I think his name goes by LeBron James. And I told everybody on this, y'all can go back and watch it. Go back. I don't matter what y'all do. But the fact of the matter is, I said, if LeBron is at number 5, we're going to be talking about this again. And lo and behold, ESPN just want to make Brendan want to have to put this on the topic list because lo and behold, LeBron is number 3 above Magic, above Wilt, and of course, the only 2 people above him is Michael and Kareem. So, fellas, let me know what y'all think about LeBron James being ranked number 3. Khaled, let's start off with you. What do you think?
LeBron James number 3. I was surprised when he went on the list for number 6 and beyond.
Yeah.
Like, are you telling me he was one of the top 5 players of all time? Didn't it say he's number 3 above Magic and Wilt? And the man's only won 2 championships and got blown out, not blown out, but got kicked out most of his appearances. Number 3? How? Why? How?
In fairness, Wilt was like 2 and 4 in the finals. Also, he's like 2-4, 2 and 6, something like that. Just keep on going. That's just in fairness to LeBron. I gotta be fair because I mean, Wilt lost to Bill Russell a lot. You know what I mean? We gotta put that in there.
But what about Magic?
I mean, Magic won 5 times.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
so why is he not higher than LeBron? I would have understood LeBron being number 5. I mean, it's blasphemy.
I don't understand that either.
It's blasphemy because that's kind of high for LeBron. But number 3 over Magic?
Where did you see LeBron at then? If you think 3 is too high, where did you see LeBron at?
What last week? I saw LeBron.
No, I'm saying, yeah. But where did you have him? If 3 is too high for you, where do you see him at?
I need him to be like number 7.
So 10 was Hakeem, Shaq was 9. I believe Tim Duncan was 8. I can't remember for the life of me who was 7. I think Bill Russell might have been. Yeah, Bill Russell might have been 7. And Larry Bird was 6.
I just put LeBron like behind Bill Russell.
Okay.
But yeah, that man's he number 3. My man didn't even finish his career yet. I understand.
Well, see, for that, that argument for LeBron doesn't exactly go like hand in hand with me anymore because LeBron's 31. I mean, he's been in the league for 13 years. LeBron could retire. Michael Jordan only played 13 to 15 years in the league. So I mean, I can understand where he could rank as a top 10. I can't say we can't put LeBron in the top 10 just because he's not finished with his career. Because I mean, this is a career resume he set up. I mean, the man got 4 MVPs, been to the finals 6 times. He's 2 and 4 in the finals, but I mean, man. But, and he has 2 finals MVP. So I mean, this is a career resume right here. So I think he could be he could be ranked amongst
definitely of the top 10 because he's like that. He's one of the top 10 players of all time. Mm-hmm. Like everywhere he goes, he makes the team better. So I understand like him being in the top 10. I just don't see why he's above Magic and Wilt and Larry Bird and all that.
All right, Rashad, what do you think?
Just thinking about how mad I was, I just gave myself a headache. And this is my tweet. When I saw this 4 days ago, when I saw that he was number 3 on the list, and I quote myself because this was Jeffrey. This is angry Rashad. This was Rashad. This is Jeffrey. I was angry. And I quote, "Yo, I'm done with the NBA. This is all caps, by the way. I'm done with all these analysts. Y'all really put LeBron at number 3 player of all time? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. You gotta know. You gotta know. Unquote.
This man says you gotta know the context of that.
You gotta know.
You gotta know the veracity of it.
You gotta know.
Man, put question mark, exclamation point.
I was furious, and I still am
furious.
You put LeBron.
Human Torch.
More than that, bro. Flame on, man. Everything, any type of thing you need, I'm on. I'm hot.
Man was upset.
So I was disappointed by seeing him in the top 5, because I was like, where's Kobe? Why is he 12? We kind of see how these analysts feel about LeBron, though. That's what we see. You see how popular he is to these analysts. LeBron is a good player. Don't get me wrong. His resume is insane.
Man, you gonna stop calling LeBron good? He's great, man.
It's the same thing. Let me do me.
But how many times have you said that? Yeah, LeBron's a good player.
I mean,
like JJ Redick's a good player that's a good player. Or what would you call JJ Redick?
I think he's a good player.
So LeBron and JJ Redick on the same level.
Obviously, I think the dude is great, because I say good doesn't make that big of a difference.
So good and great is different.
I say Michael Jordan was a good basketball player. I mean,
son,
I'm saying say he was a great basketball player. I mean, if you know the man's great, you know the man's great. If I say good, I say good in context.
LeBron is people you ask that will really believe that when you say good, you mean good. Mm-hmm. Like there are people that if you ask them, like who is the guy? Stu Gotts is the guy that does the show with I can't remember Dan Levitard. And Stu Gotts, to this day, cannot stand Kobe Bryant. And that's the guy that you can go and say, Kobe was a good player. He'd be like, I agree. He'd be like, LeBron was great. Kobe's good.
See, when you do stuff like that, then it's different.
I'm saying,
no.
That's what I'm just telling you.
I understand that. But when you use it in that way, and then someone's like, yeah, he's good, but the person, that's different. Now, if we're just gonna, if we're just talking about just LeBron, I'm like, yeah, LeBron was a good player in the league. But now you'd be like, but Sebastian Telfair was great. Then we got problems. Something like that. When you compare two people, But okay, so to make y'all feel happy and better, LeBron was a great player. He had a great resume that most people won't touch. But I still don't think it was 3 worthy. I don't think he should have been top 5 worthy. Maybe I did put him in my top 10 last week. That y'all didn't let me finish, Brendan Khalid.
I let you finish.
I
stopped you when you. I didn't stop you at your top 10. I thought you were doing your top 5.
Go back. No. When I said my 6 and 7, you cut me off right there. That's what I
cut you off when you put Hakeem above Kareem. I remember that's specifically when I cut you off when you put Hakeem above Kareem. The sky hook.
That was in the top 5.
Mr. 5. I just said that.
I can show you the clip where you cut me off.
I just said it. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I just said that.
No, you said you only cut me off in top 5.
That was Hakeem.
Yeah.
That was Hakeem.
I had them in top 5. I'm saying when I went to 6, when I was going through my list. Go back
I didn't say nothing else.
We was just trying to figure out
where
some players were.
We can pull the clip up because that's why I got furious just to stop talking.
That was Hakeem. It was Hakeem.
Okay, we can go back and watch this.
Okay.
But anyway, LeBron, he's a top 10 player, but he's not gonna be top 10 in this list. Kobe's not in the list. If this list has Kobe at 12, LeBron's not in 12. I think Kobe's still a better player than LeBron. Yes, LeBron's won more league MVPs than Kobe. Kobe won more championships. LeBron's youngest to score was 30,000.
LeBron's the youngest to score 26,000.
26,000.
Yeah,
and it was Kobe at first, right?
Yeah, it was Kobe at
and
first.
then he got broke.
LeBron's gonna break. If LeBron stays on pace, he's gonna break all the scores. He's gonna break all the
scoring records.
Yeah, he's gonna. If he can stay healthy, because I mean, we all thought Kobe was gonna break him, and Kobe couldn't unfortunately stay healthy. So it depends on LeBron's health.
And LeBron's been always pretty healthy, so we can see that actually happening. I don't think he's a number 3 player of all time. I actually didn't have him on my list last week, but I had him in my top 10. But he's not in my top 10 on this list if Kobe's not in my top 10 on this list. Because Kobe, like Malcolm said last week, is 1A, 1B with Jordan. So if they're if everybody always said that he's 1A, 1B, then he needs to be top 5 on this list.
See, I'm not gonna get into the Kobe thing. That's just a different.
It's because Kobe's a shooting guard. That's all it is, and because Jordan was a shooting guard, and that's.
But
That's the thing.
it is because Jordan was a shooting guard, but it's because Kobe is a likeness of Jordan. Kobe's not. Kobe is Kobe, but Kobe is a replica of Michael Jordan. That's why everybody calls. Nobody says Kobe is. People do say Kobe's Kobe, but people say you're the Michael Jordan of our era.
Yeah.
Because he is the embodiment of Michael Jordan, but he's not Michael. That's the difference. You know what I mean? LeBron is LeBron James. There's nobody in history we go back and say that was LeBron James.
Yeah.
Nobody's been as athletic. They've had similar playing styles to LeBron, but LeBron's done everything better. LeBron averaged more points than Magic. Magic averaged more assists, obviously, but he's averaged more points. He was a better defender than Magic. Scottie Pippen was a better defender than LeBron, but Scottie Pippen wasn't as good as a scorer as LeBron or a passer of the basketball. But they're about the same, good about rebounding, same. But you know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you can. This LeBron, there's comparable things, but LeBron himself is his own player. Whereas Kobe, look at Kobe and Jordan. You can compare Kobe's fadeaway, his post up game, all this stuff to Michael Jordan. And I mean, Kobe's shot selection. Nobody can't take that away from Kobe. That's for damn sure. I mean, Kobe takes his own shots. I mean, Kobe's been known as one of the toughest shot makers of all time. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, Jordan was more efficient. Jordan was a better scorer than Kobe, as what it seems like. Because I mean, when you score, you can score more efficiently. Then I mean, you're scoring on less shots. Yeah, you know what I mean. He was a defensive player of the year. Jordan averaged more assists. He averaged more rebounds than Kobe. So it's like when you look at it like that, and then Jordan averaged 5 more points than Kobe. LeBron already averages more points than Kobe, and you see. But I mean, what people don't realize is that Kobe didn't start at the beginning of his career, which also hurts his numbers to an extent because he had Nick Van Exel starting in front of him. So that's going to hurt Kobe's numbers. So, and for Kobe to even average 25 points in a career is amazing, especially with the fact that he didn't start in his first few seasons. But as far as LeBron being number 3 on the top 10, I definitely would put LeBron at number 10, I believe, because I don't think I don't, because Larry Bird was great, man. Larry Bird, because it's one of those things that if I would say LeBron has been the best small forward of all time, then why would I rank him above Larry Bird all time? If that makes sense. Because if I say I would take a small forward to get me through an 82-game regular season, I'm going to take LeBron James, because there's no person that makes his team better than LeBron James. Because I believe LeBron's a better player than Hakeem. I believe LeBron's a better player than Tim Duncan. I don't know, because Tim Duncan's always had Tony Parker, Manu, or David Robinson his whole career. You know, Tim Duncan's always had the most consistent. He's always had Greg Popovich. And I mean, Tim Duncan's never had a losing team, but neither has LeBron. That's the crazy. I mean, for the most part of LeBron's career, he's always led his team to winning records with questionably not great coaches. I mean, LeBron hasn't maintained the same coach for more than about 4 to 5 years. So you can argue that as well. So it's one of those things that you look at it and you're like, man, it's hard to judge who's the best. But I definitely think LeBron's a top 10 player. The rank thing is what essentially throws it off. Because if you look at numbers, LeBron's easily top 5. You look at numbers, but it's all about the rings. And then when you have a person like Bill Russell who has 11, Larry Bird who got 3, and then you got Magic who got 5 and stuff like that. It's hard to judge it because of the ring argument. But I mean, I definitely put LeBron in the top 10. I mean, that's where he deserves to be up there, because his numbers speak for themselves. And I mean, if you can argue that if LeBron would have had better coaches, maybe, or better squad, because the first time he went up against the Spurs, LeBron didn't stand a chance. That was LeBron, just his greatness. It was just like Allen Iverson. When Allen Iverson went against the Lakers, everybody knew in their mind they picked the Lakers to win the championship. But it was just the fact that AI was so great that he led the Sixers there. He won the MVP that season. He led the Sixers there and got them to the finals. And even though that team didn't stand a chance, he won them 1 game. LeBron took a Cavaliers team that his second best player was Daniel Gibson, arguably, or Drew Gooden. And when you have a team like that, they didn't stand a chance against the Spurs. But LeBron was just so great, he got them there. And it just so happens that goes on your finals record, which is unfortunate. And it feels like that's been the case of the theme for LeBron recently, is just that he gets these teams there all the time. Now, Miami, all those losses are valid. The loss to Dallas is valid. The loss to the Spurs is valid in Miami. He had the team. There's no pulling punches, no excuses. Now, the loss last year to Golden State. Now, the reason why I will say this loss is valid, because for one, you had your team up 2-1. So you showed me that team was good enough to win against the Golden State Warriors. Now,
even with a hurt Kyrie,
even with the hurt Kyrie and the hurt Kevin Love, you still won 2 games. You know what I mean? It's not like they didn't win any games. They got swept like 07 because that showed that they had no business being there. But you won 2 games. You won a game in Golden State, and you won a game in your own house. And you went back to game 4 in your own house, and you couldn't win that game. Because if you win game 4, you go up 3-1. And they messed up in game 3 when they let Stephen Curry go off in the fourth quarter of game 3, and then he just kept it going for the rest of the series. So I mean, fatigue plays a part in it, and the way the final schedule is, you're gonna get tired, and you could argue that Cavaliers team, the candle just burnt out after a while. But in all those games, they were in every one of those games, so I can't definitively say that those teams didn't deserve to be in the same building or even in the same competition level as the Golden State Warriors. Any team of LeBron, especially LeBron James in his prime, this isn't LeBron from 07 who was still, just had been 4 years in the league. I mean, think about it. In 2003, when LeBron was drafted in 2003, he took a team to the finals in 2007. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And that was on his back. Kobe got drafted in 96, went to the finals in 2000, but he needed Shaq to do so. You know what I mean? He had Shaq to get there. LeBron took that Cavaliers team that had no business being there and took them by himself. So that's his testament to LeBron's greatness. But unfortunately, that's going to end up reflecting on his finals record, and that's what everybody's going to hold against him. But y'all, that's going to wrap it up for today. It's been KBR Sports, the best sports talk show of your 24-hour day, coming to you on WODU Studios, the best in college radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at KBR_sports, KBR Sports, our YouTube channel is KBR Sports. You can see past shows and past segments. And then follow us at our Twitter page at KBR_sports, where you can tweet us during the show, and we'll read your tweets out. And we'll also, if you have topics, tweet us your topics so we can, debate them during the next or future shows. And also follow WODU Live on YouTube. You can see all our past shows and different shows as well. All right, y'all have a great day.